All right, so we are going to try to review some picks. And I'm going to just say here right off the top, I probably once again made some mistakes. I'm catching myself making mistakes. People have pointed out, politely, nobody's like upset about it or anything, but they've kind of politely been like, hey, I also had the opener along with that 3 out of 5. Or, hey, I hit 3 out of 5 and I didn't get a mention. And then the last time I did one of these, I had this little Post-it note off to the side because I ran out of room on my piece of paper. And I never even mentioned the fact that Chris Jansen hit 3 out of 5. John Stallings was close on Jabu and close on Fee. See, at this point, I don't even remember what that means. I'm guessing he probably called Jabu to open, and it opened the second set. I don't know how he would have been close on Fee. Maybe that was, I don't even know. Because they played Fee. Anyway, so if it was his long shot, how was he close? Tom Lake, he called the Cars, Trucks, and Buses opener that night. Mr. Salty also hit the Fee. Perfect Speller, he hit Horn and Jabu. I'm guessing long shot, and I don't even understand why I wrote that down, because Jabu he can't have 2 long shots. Maybe he only hit 2 out of 5, but 2 of his 5 were Horn and Jabu. Paulie G hit 4 out of 5. I originally said he only hit 3 out of 5. Paulie G had and it was a strong 4 out of 5. He didn't need the Weekapog, you know. Some people need the Weekapog along with the mics to pad their stats, or the Tweezer Reprise along with the Tweezer to pad their stats. Paulie G just hit 4 out of 5, didn't need any help. All right, so that was all the way back to the last video. So it's just like this is definitely the worst part, going through all the comments. And a lot of people are playing along, which is cool, but the more people that play along is the more comments I have to look through. And I'm guessing over the summer I probably scrolled through probably 2,500 comments of picks. You know, what's that, 7,000 songs? I don't know, it was a lot. So this is the worst part. And then the fact that I know that I'm making mistakes makes it like just, I don't know, because I don't want to. I mean, I know this isn't anything too serious, and like I said, nobody's upset if I make a mistake, but my goal is to not make a mistake. You know, you guys are playing along, which is cool, but then I can't get it right. It's a lot. I've even got a bit of a headache here. Part of that's the heat, though, dude. It's like, I'm sure it's hot where you are, too. But Ohio, you know, we get some days in the 90s. I think it's been 90 for like 90 days in a row. Definitely since Columbus. It has been 90, or at least near 90. With heavy humidity every day. It's just the air conditioner never shuts up. There's fans blowing everywhere. It's just like, I just feel like I haven't been comfortable all month inside my own house. Like, I'm sitting here right now kind of sweating a little bit, and the air conditioner's running, and I got a fan right here. So let's finally get to the picks. I'm 3 minutes in, and all I did is complain. Sorry, I apologize. Forest Hills night 1. See, again, now this is all seems like months ago now. I go back to the Forest Hills video, and I go to look and see, all right, well, what did I comment on here? I usually give you a heart and a comment. That way then I know when I go back through. Jacqueline Berg, 4 out of 5 was basically all I had worthy. I guess nobody hit the opener. Nobody hit a long shot. I don't think there were any long shots that night. I think that might have been the night where I declared there are no long shots. I'm not even looking. Forest Hills night 2, however, it was all about the opener. I got a list like this long here, and it's mostly people hitting the opener. So unless otherwise noticed, these 720 people hit the opener, and it was free. Craig Fishburne, Sumac 22, Draz 09, Ugly Boy. Now, is Ugly Boy, is that anything like a rude boy? Harpua also hit 4 out of 5 along with the opener. Jacqueline Berg, 3 out of 4. So after going 4 out of 5, Jacqueline Berg follows that up with a mysterious 3 out of 4. Not sure what was going on there, unless I somehow can't count. Buffalo Bacon hit the opener. Daniel Dwyer opener. Adrian B, 11K37. Pete G hit the opener. Plus he hit 3 out of 5 in the previous show. Brian Johnston, Brent, David GD, Dinner in a Film, Nico. All those people hit the free opener, Forest Hills night 2. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a lot of people. Like 20 of you. Good job. Congratulations. And Harpua hit 4 out of 5 plus the free opener, so he clearly wins that night. Jacqueline Berg probably won overall. I don't know how Harpua did night 1, but I know it didn't get a mention, and I know that Jacqueline got a mention both nights. So Jacqueline clearly the winner of Forest Hills, I would say, unofficially. Now, SPAC night 1, we had a whole bunch of 3 out of 5s. Under Divine Reconstruction. That's another thing. Sometimes I'm just even struggling with the names. That one, it took me several tries. I'm like, what does that say? What? What is that? Oh, okay. So Under Divine Reconstruction hit the first tube opener. JB43 and Sheep Dip hit the Lawn Boy long shot. Curtis Garcia also came through with a Lawn Boy long shot. Now all of these people went 3 out of 5. Wyatt Hegler, Robert Geller, MD, SCC, Mr. Alvarda. He's another one of these guys that goes rogue. He just does his thing. He called Chalk Dust and Piper, set 2, lock. He hit them. Fish Finder, 3 out of 5. AC 4933, 3 out of 5. And Danielle Dwyer, 3 out of 5. Let's move over to SPAC Night 2. Kevin Dugan with an impressive happy birthday long shot call. While it was only teased, that was a really heavy tease. It was Kevin's birthday. He was at the show. Boom. That's a hat trick. So, what else do we have here? We had, Martian Trey hit the Martian Monster opener. Very appropriate. The Finder hit 4 out of 5. Eric Austin hit 4 out of 5. We got a bunch of people I wrote down 3 out of 5. I don't even know why I would do that to myself, considering the Finder and Eric hit 4 out of 5. Dinner in a Film hit 3 out of 5. Danielle, 3 out of 5 again. Raiders, 2447, 3 out of 5. Dead Guy, 3 out of 5. Sheep Dip and Jay Dwyer, 3 out of 5. So that covers SPAC Night 2. Now let's move over to SPAC Night 3. Right now, I would say maybe Sheep Dip is out in the lead. Possibly. Fish Finder. Pretty strong. I think we're going to find after Night 3. We know who won the SPAC. Did I see here? And now I believe the Fish Finder went on his own. He went solo without the model, his AI model on Night 3. He still hit 3 out of 5, even on his own. So while the model had a 4 out of 5 and a 3 out of 5, you hit 3 out of 5 on your own. Congratulations. Ninja Cat, 3 out of 5. Slaughterhouse, 3 out of 5. Corn Dog, 3 out of 5. Progressive Rock Fan, 3 out of 5. Paulie G, 3 out of 5. MMS Sebulba, 3 out of 5. And MD SCC getting another mention, 3 out of 5. Spud, Nert Flipper, Dave GD, also all 3 out of 5. One of these nights, I think it was night 2 at the SPAC, I went 3 out of 5. I'm not going to brag. I did so bad all summer. I didn't give myself a mention, good or bad. This time around, mostly bad. I did slightly better, fewer zeros. And then we also had the Isle of Railroads, Adrian B., Nico Reprise, and Jerry's Lost Finger, Michael Driscoll, all hit the opener. And Nico, he had a lock of Tweezer Reprise. And boy, was that right. So I would say the Fish Finder won the SPAC run. And Jacqueline Berg won the Forest Hills run. So there's some points for you. And other people I see, I know Forbin started to heat up there towards the end. He had back-to-back openers at one point. He was consistently starting to get 2 or 3. Unfortunately, that's just when people more consistently were hitting 3 and 4. So that's it for this round. And now, unfortunately, I've got this paper not as full. This sheet of paper not as full as the last 2. The last one, I filled the paper and moved over to a Post-it. And then I even have a third sheet that looks probably something like this. So now I need to go through those 3 sheets and try to come up with an unofficial summer champion. I'm not looking forward to this. I don't know if we're going to continue with the picks going forward. The one thing I did consider is it might be on you to make the picks and also tabulate your own picks. I just don't think I can look through 2,500 more comments next summer. Or another 1,000 comments coming up here later this summer. We'll get through this summer and then we'll see. I liked it better when there was like 40 people making picks. All right, guys, boom, we're out of here. We're not out of here. We'll be back. I just got to look through more names and numbers. This is the worst part of this whole thing. But it's like it's a push and pull kind of, what am I trying to say here? It's like I'm very grateful that people are playing along. Like, this is a good complaint to have. This is like complaining that you have too many good outfielders on your baseball team. Well, too many people are watching my videos and participating. Why am I complaining about that? It's in my nature. And it's fucking hot, dude. I'm so uncomfortable. I just want to scream. The air conditioner just never stops running. When you're a homeowner, you care about stuff like that. You're like, man, thing's been running for like 15 hours a day. So then you like turn it up a little bit just so it doesn't run. Then you got your air conditioner set at 75 degrees in your house. What the hell fun is that? I want to just go rent an apartment where I don't care about the AC and I just got it turned on 70 all the time. Boom. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. Now, like I have been saying overall, overall, we don't have an overall winner. See, I can't even talk. I'm really losing faith in all of this, you know, because as I really don't know without actual stats. Like, hey, and I'm just never gonna do that, man. I am not. There's just nobody. Because some nights people play, some nights they don't. Some people, you know, it's never consistent enough for me to actually get on my computer, start up fire up some kind of program to be like, all right, here's all the people that makes the picks. Here's all the shows. This is what they did each night. I ain't fucking doing that, okay? And besides, my arm's still fucked up. I couldn't even type that many words without fucking running into some shoulder issues. Writing with a pen, not much better. Mousing. Anyway, I'm not going to start complaining again, damn it. And these videos are way too long as it is. So this is what I do know. We had 2 5 for 5s. Sawston Found and Danielle Dwyer both had a 5 for 5. And Brent and who was the other one? Luca Big had long shot calls. Actually, oddly, on the same night, different long shots that were probably the best long shot calls of the summer. Brent with Petrichor and Luca Big with Waiting All Night. I think those are equally, those are equal calls, really. I don't really know what to say. Only thing I could say is possibly nothing, man. I was going to say, well, Petrichor's a little bit more complicated song for the band to have to learn, so I probably would never call that as a long shot. But really, those were the best long shot calls of the summer. And then the best opener call of the summer was Tricky, because mostly you guys hit Runaway Jim, Punch You in the Eye, Free. I couldn't even hit those. So that is something. But then, so I was like, well, let's find a night where like only one person hit the opener. And we had a couple of those. Martian Trey hit Martian Monster, and then somebody hit the first tube. Under Reconstruction hit the first tube opener. I would say the first tube opener was probably the most impressive call of the summer, because mostly first tube is a closer, you know. It's either a set closer or an encore. So to call that as your opener was a little bit of a risky pick, and so I'm calling that our best opener of the summer. Even though only one person nailed that Martian Monster feels like an opener. So, in fact, I think I called Martian Monster as my opener at least once this summer. All right, so... Oh, Kevin Dugan, another very impressive long shot. Happy Birthday. On his birthday, he called Happy Birthday, and while they only teased it, they really teased it hard, you know? So that was also a very big call. It was his birthday, the only reason he called it, but still. Let's see, what else do we have on here? Tom Lake hit 4 out of 5, plus a special Loving Cup call in Columbus, just for me. So that was an impressive night. And then I feel like somebody else went 4 out of 5 and hit an opener. I'm not seeing it here on my little list. Oh, Harpua hit 4 out of 5 and an opener. Harpua kind of consistently throughout the year. But I would say these 4 names. Well, first, before I get to the 4 people I am crowning the Mount Rushmore of picks this summer, we have Eric Austin. These people all just consistently kept showing up. You know, I got several pieces of paper that look something like this with all these names and picks and whatnot on it, shows. So I got like 4 pieces of paper like that, and these are names that just kept showing up. Eric Austin was one of those. Danielle kept showing up. Brent kept showing up. David GD and Brian Johnston kept showing. Brian might have hit an opener and a long shot one night, but I couldn't quite figure out where that was. Nert Flipper, another guy who kind of had some good nights and kept showing up. David GD, I already mentioned. Rolling Thunder, Wyatt, Garcia fan. MD SCC, Jacqueline Berg, Luca, Tom, JP43. Like I mentioned, the Sawston Found. Wampus Jack started strong. Jake Williams. Oh, yeah, Jake Williams is another gets a special mention, because he had Sparkle as a long shot one night. Probably not as strong as Petrichor and Waiting All Night, but calling the Sparkle long shot, that was a good call that night. Jerry's Lost Finger also. He called Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and they teased Off to See the Wizard. I mentioned Under Reconstruction. Both Pete and Paulie G had good summers. Dinner and a Film, good summer. Sheep Dip came along here at the end strongly. Kevin Dugan, I mentioned. Oh, the Fish Finder brought the AI model to the party. Had a really strong end at SPAC. But those people all had really strong nights. I think Spud had a 3 out of 5 in an opener maybe one night. And hit a couple openers throughout. And then there was other people like myself who played every night. Sorry, I'm not going to mention every one of you, but I know Forbin 777 played every night. I think Rolling Thunder played every night. There was the guy with the J's and the numbers. He played every night. I know there was a lot of you. Ninja Cat played along. Nico, Mr. Arvarda. A lot of too many people really to mention that played along every night or mostly every night, but thank you. And also, fuck you. No. I was kidding, obviously. But kind of not, dude. This sucks. Going through all these picks is just mind-numbing, really. So now let's get to the Mount Rushmore. There's not 8 of them. I don't know why I just blasted you with 8 fingers. Danielle Dwyer started strong, ended strong, continued to chip away there in the middle, did have one of the perfect 5 for 5s. And her 5 for 5 did not include a Tweezer reprise or any Weekapog stuff, I don't believe. Whereas Sawston Found, I think he did have a 5 out of 5, but then Tweezer reprise being one of his 5. So he must have had a Tweezer reprise situation. And then, so we got Danielle on Mount Rushmore. MD, SCC on Mount Rushmore. Just kind of consistent throughout. Never like the big giant night that blew us all away. But sort of like maybe the man. Just a good, consistent run. Jacqueline Berg also just kept showing up. Started very strong. Had a very strong Forest Hills. And then throughout, just consistently getting in there. JP43, another one. The 4th and final member of Mount Rushmore, I believe, would be JP43. So, congratulations to Danielle, MDSCC, Jacqueline Berg, and JP43. Danielle, by the way, I think the first part of the summer I labeled as Daniel E. And someone pointed out to me, hey, I think Daniel is actually Danielle. So I got on my computer, clicked on your name, pulled up your actual YouTube channel, and was like, I'll be damned. It's not Daniel E, it's Danielle. All right, so. And Jacqueline Berg, MDSCC, and JP43. Brian Johnston also was maybe going to get, almost made the Mount Rushmore. The Finder, if you had been in there all summer, perhaps you would have. Sheep Dip came along strong. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's about it. And I'm sure there's somebody out there that's like, dude, I played along all summer and I did pretty well. You never mentioned my name one time. Dude, I'm sorry. There's people like Isle of Railroads and David Blasco, the Chomper Guy 2000. I know ZZR really came through and started making a lot of picks towards the end. Wampus Jack did well. Slaughterhouse did well. Making a lot of picks every night. R.R. Paul was another name that I saw often. I'm just kind of looking through here. And then every now and then there was a name. I think Wyatt and Jay Dwyer also pretty consistently playing along. Sumac played along a lot. I don't know what happened to Rob Humphrey. We lost him early. All right, well, that's it, man. Now I got to do some whiteboard business tomorrow or the next day. Still have quite a few whiteboards left. I think everything before Charleston is gone and the SPAC is gone. So basically Charleston through Forest Hills is available. And you can email me, fzappa20yt. You can try me on Instagram. I'm a little slow on the Instagram sometimes, though. But yeah, I believe I have every whiteboard from Charleston through Forest Hills. Got the Chicagos, got the Charlestons, got the Mans. But SPAC and those first Boulder, Manchester, Pittsburgh, there never was a Columbus. They are off now to their rightful owners. All right, boom. That's it. Sorry this video is so long, and sorry, I know I made some mistakes, so I feel like somebody out there is getting stiffed, and I feel bad about that. But I am done looking at comments for a minute. Whew. At least these kind of comments where people just list songs. It's mind-numbing. I'll do this final run, but yeah, like I said, boy, when it comes to next summer, the New Year's Eve run, I can do no problems. Mexico, I can do no problems. But next summer, if we do this, you might just have to be responsible. Like, you'll make your picks, you watch the show, check out the set list. You know, I know I'm asking you to now do work, so maybe not as many people will want to play along. But you make your picks, and then you also comment your results along with your picks. You know, unless you got like 0 or 1 and you didn't hit the opener, then nothing. Don't worry about it. But if you have a good night, you hit an opener, you hit a long shot, maybe then you could just comment. That way I can then just go through and I can look and see. You can do the tallying for me. I don't have to look at 2,500 song titles. Well, the best is like one night, I think it was, God, what night was that? One night somebody hit 4 out of 5 right off the top, one of the first comments. So then it was really easy to go through pick 5s. As soon as I eliminated 2 songs, it was over. Like a lot of people would be like, I don't know, Harpua and Haley's. I'm like, well, I know they didn't play those 2, so boom, they're out. I didn't even have to look at their other 5 picks, rest of their 5. All right, thank you all. Big congrats to Danielle, MD, Jacqueline, and JP43. You're officially on the Mount Rushmore. That's better than being on Mount Chompmore. Be up there with Julius and Moore and Zero and, I don't know, Possum maybe. God, it's so hot. I am sweating, man. Greasy physique. I even tried the cooler shirt. What's up, girls? Did have a couple ladies. Ladies did sweat. I gotta say, pound for pound, the ladies are way better at this. Only a handful of ladies played, like 95 dudes every night versus 5 women. Half of the Mount Rushmore, ladies. Fellas, we suck. Boom. Actually, the ladies suck. Yeah, D. Boom.